So we've got hundreds of leads this way. The other day, it was like 2 days ago, I realized I had 4 leads in one night from Messenger on Facebook. So that's how they coming in for me. And then they're often coming in through the website, and then they tell us later that they follow me on social. So we've done this. We know it works for home services. I have a bunch of examples for you of people that have done this, and it's good. Why? 77% of consumers are more likely to buy from a company when they feel a personal connection to the founder or brands. That's from Sprout Social. So being a founder doing this, but you can also do this as anyone in the company. Your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room, for better or worse. It's Jeff Bezos. So remember, this doesn't just go to what we define. It's our whole vibe. It's everything, good and bad, about the company and about you when it comes to personal brand. All right, so how do we do this? And I'm going to give you a few overarching things, and then we're going to get super actionable, and we're going to start taking steps on this today. This is more of a workshop than just a webinar. Number 2, we're doing audience building plus content marketing. So this isn't like a crazy new concept. You just have to do it for yourself. Audience building is the part that a lot of people miss. And then content marketing, a lot of people are posting videos, posting on social, but they're like, why is it not going as far as Tim over here or somebody in their industry that they think is excellent? Like, the part of it is I'm doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you don't know about. And I'm going to share all that here. A personal brand is first, it's clear message and positioning, and then it's connecting with a lot of people and posting. So a lot of people do the posting, but they don't do the connecting. Content marketing generates 3 times more leads than traditional outbound marketing and costs 62% less. People don't buy from companies. They buy from people they trust. That's Seth Godin. And then this is my last overarching idea. Why am I wearing this hat? Do I have to wear this hat? Tell me, drop in the chat. Do I have to wear the hat? How many people are in here right now? All right.
Jenny says yes, you must wear.
Oh, Jenny. All right. We're doing it. Bolo tie off. A personal brand that constantly brings in leads. That's what we want. And you can do this no matter who you are in the company, whether you're a marketing manager, whether you're a salesperson, whether you're the owner or a leader in the company. We want DMs from people. We want referrals from referral partners or people that could buy from us, but they're referring, right? A constant flow of people that want to buy based on attraction. So this doesn't, I'm not teaching you how to do digital door knocking. I'm teaching you how to get other people door knocking on your door. That's what we really want. Better positioning. Brands with strong founders as public faces grew revenue 2 times faster than those without. McKinsey Brand Value Study of 2021. This is my last quote for a second. A high demand personal brand starts by just trying to share value wherever you're at and builds into consistent leads because it's like a cheat code. Is this whole strategy is like a cheat code. That's why I do it. I'm not trying to make it harder on myself. A lot of people just post on their company page and they post and ghost. You can't post and ghost. You have to post and interact. Post and interact. Okay, so here are a couple examples of the setup. Look at these 4 handsome gentlemen. We got Andy Keys. He's got this nice photo. Obviously, some of these are professional photos. I don't think Derek's is, to be honest, but you know, he's the Photoshop or whatever to put the thing in the back. You can kind of tell, but it doesn't matter. You've got high-end photography or a nice-looking photo, and then you got different things on the top. Like in this case, Andy Keys has a high-status social situation where he was speaking. Ben has an aesthetic thing around his podcast. Joseph Hughes has, here's a group of people that came to see me speak. Look at this. And Derek has a team, his team behind him, which, you know, there's either social proof or something that's high status or, hey, here's our team. Here's an example for me. This is what I'm telling you to do, you should have a very clear value proposition in your bio, the intro, and then a pinned like testimonial or social proof of some type. So clear value proposition and then social proof. And you should have your company, in the profile. Like you can add your job. So you want to have the job, obviously, is the first thing on the top. All right. So here's the setup, guys. This is what I need you guys to go do. Go pull up your Facebook page right now. Pull up this is a workshop, guys. This isn't just a webinar. So go pull up your personal profile right now. This isn't hypothetical. Look at that profile picture and the header. Would you buy from you? We want to get a little higher profile picture style. Like it doesn't always have to be professional, but it should look nice. And ideally, there's a logo in there somewhere. I know that's like next level, but you can put a logo behind your head in Canva or Photoshop. Because then every time you like somebody's post or comment, they see that logo. Boom, boom, boom. The bio. This is what I want you guys to do. Say who it's for, a key value proposition, like something that is good. Like, what do you do for people? And then a differentiating feature. And then the kind of company. So an example, for homeowners, who it's for. Most important question in marketing. Who is it for? Remember that. Who is it for? For homeowners who want clean installs and fair prices. That's the key value proposition. Clean installs and fair prices. Differentiating feature, and pile it on. Clear timelines, no shortcuts. And then lastly, kind of company. So in this case, it's a roofing company, whatever it is. That is your bio. Boom. Put that up top. So when people come, a lot of times you're posting, they're like, who is this guy? Who is this gal? They click into your profile and they're going to look into you. And they're going to try to see, hey, what is this person about? And if that's clear, like what you do, I go to so many profiles and it's just not clear what they do or why this matters. So clean it up, make the bio, add the company in the company section for clarity. And I'm talking about Facebook here, but I just want you to choose a main platform. But you can push all the stuff out to other ones too. I like Facebook for you, for home services, for local groups and reach. And using your personal profile, that's a big difference than a lot of people do. I think a lot of people are doing some of the things I'm going to talk about here, but they're doing it on their company page. And that's a major disservice. I talk about full court press or no holds barred. We're making up rules for ourselves. We're like, well, I have to do it on the company profile because it's company. Well, what if it doesn't work as well? And if it doesn't work as well, then why are you doing that? Why are we imposing our own rules on ourselves when personal profile works way better? And then I want you to do this today. I want you to go either share a testimonial or a review. You could just screenshot a Google review. Go screenshot a Google review now and post it and say, thank you. We're so grateful for our customers. And then pin it on your timeline. You can pin the post. So go to your timeline and then pin the post. All right, as you guys are doing that, a few of you will take action on this, and I'm really happy for you because you're going to make more money with this. I promise you. It may not be 100 grand, may not be 100 grand, but you're going to build a high demand personal brand through 3 content pillars. Okay, so let's look at these content pillars. First, the why. Because you will be more memorable if you have a unique style and vantage point that shows up consistently. People see consistency. There's people in our industry that switch businesses all the time, that they were doing this and now they're doing that. They have this different direction than they had before. But if you are consistent and you stay consistent for long periods of time and you post, like, let's say 3 times a week, let's say, for instance, people remember consistency. They don't remember announcements. They remember you're there. Boom, boom, boom. So 3 ideas to help you find your pillars. And I want you guys to write these things down. So grab a Apple Note or grab some paper now, and let's do this. Everyone on this, everyone. And by the way, don't DM me on this. DM either Hook Agency or drop questions in the main Zoom chat. Let's, for the most part, go for the main Zoom chat so we can all see your questions, and we'll try to answer those as we go. I want this to be a workshop, so I wish I could see you and hug you in person right now. Okay, sorry that we're not together, but for the purposes of this, put them in the main chat and we'll try to answer them. We'll make it feel more like a workshop. I appreciate you guys if you think of anything. So 3 ideas to help you find your pillars. Write this down. Not the question, but your answer to the question. What do you think your secret sauce is that sells deals for you? Like your company and you personally. What is the secret sauce? Why? What do you say when you're rounding the corner on a deal with somebody and they're like, yes, I love that. And if you're a marketing person and you haven't talked to sales in a while, and like, it's a good thing to go talk to them about, hey, what is this? What is selling deals for us right now? What did we say that actually made them pull the trigger? So that's going to be one pillar. That idea, once you get that down, is going to be one pillar. The next thing is, what do customers have the most questions about? So what is a topic that in your niche or what you're doing for work, what do they have the most questions about? You know, if it's a roof, do they have questions about the actual shingle manufacturer? If it's an AC unit, is it like around common problems with AC units, or how long do they last, or what is the theme around the most common questions? So that is going to be the second pillar. Theme that kind of coordinates the most common questions for you. Write that down now on your notes or on paper. And then lastly, it's going to be evidence. So things like before and afters, examples of a problem and a solution. So I'm going to teach you this little format that I think will help all your content, but it's PAS or PASS. It's problem, agitate, solution. So what is the problem that they have? Leaky, whatever, right? Agitate it by describing it in detail and maybe even saying what can go very wrong if you don't get it handled. That's agitating. You're going to become an agitator. And then share the solution. Here's what you need to do if you have this problem. You know, and give some real solutions that they could do themselves, but then here's a long-term solution. Work with a company like us. So problem, agitate, solution. It's very simple. And this is a great formula that will always sell stuff. Because we talk about a problem that we actually do, you know, that we fixed this thing, but they're going to think, oh my gosh, I do have that. What he's talking about, running toilets. You know, I have that. I hate that. Well, actually, if they're running all the time, it could be a problem. You know, like here's why. Here's why it actually does create problems. It's going to cause staining in the toilet. It's going to consistently do this, right? And then, all right, here's how to fix it. And then if you need us, here's how the deeper fix to get this fully resolved, right? So the PASS formula, one more time, problem, agitate, solution. But we got these 3 pillars: secret sauce, common questions, and problems you solve or evidence. And I would love it if somebody's in here. Let's talk about it. Let's do this together. Who has something that's their secret sauce? What would you want to share? Who's got what they think of as their company or their secret sauce. Who's willing to share that? It's going to make it so much better if you guys interact. What do you got? See who's willing? Yeah. Perfect.
Hey, Tim. Yeah.
DJ, what's your secret sauce?
Our secret sauce at Speed Clean Services is that we show up when we say we're going to show up, right? A lot of times in the home service industry, that doesn't happen as often. But the big thing is we keep our process streamlined and simple. We ask quality questions to find out what our clients want and need. And then we find out what those are because they're usually different. And then we agree on a price and then over deliver. We always look for ways to actually do that more through price options and offers. And we are really big on personal development and training. So our people are not only coached on how to do the work, but you're also getting people that are leveling up in their own lives. So it's just good to be around that
Amazing.
as well.
DJ, I agree. You got an amazing team. Harmony was incredible at the Bold training, brother, and I appreciate you sharing her with us.
Oh, thank you. That was awesome. I think she's great too.
All right, so let's do the next one. Let's see if we can get somebody else to interact. DJ, you the man. Thank you. What are some of the top questions that you get asked about in sales conversations? And we're looking for like themes. Like, so if you can think of a couple questions and what that theme is around those questions so that we can keep this slightly open-ended over time. Is there anyone else that's willing to just share a couple top questions that you get asked about in sales conversations? You're going to make it so much more fun if you interact. Let's do this. Anyone? Somebody's... Jenny, will you unmute for a second? Jenny Hallemeyer, how you doing?
Hey there, sorry, I was on mute.
It's all good. I appreciate you being part of this. What are some of the top questions you get asked, and maybe just like the theme that you're seeing?
I'm not in sales, and I've been here a couple of months, but
Okay.
we are a premium priced roofer. So the question, would be like, why are you thousands more, or what are we going to get from that, or why should we do that? And to be honest, in the market that we're in, most people, once they see our demonstration and such, they're okay with that. But as we expand into new markets, we haven't built that value into there yet. So we're starting to get some of that resistance.
It's a common thing. Thank you, Jenny. And I think like price objections is a great theme. Like, and actually this content, this is why I want to talk to you guys about this, because this is one of those things that a lot of people will resist. If it is for you, pricing objections, if you get all the way to the end of a sales conversation and if you haven't resolved that possible price objection, here's why we're a premium solution. We may be more expensive than other people, but here's why. Then it's harder, right? But if you resolve it earlier, and even in content, it can be massive for your close rate. And marketing, Jenny, can help your close rate. And I believe that because we can answer some of these objections before. And I know you know that too. Yes.
You did it there. He already just posted a Facebook post following this framework. So
let's go, bro. Let's go. Hey, by the way, I want you guys to know this, that you posting on your social profile, if you just do that from this, your personal social profile, you're going to get more business. I also want to note that at the very end, even at like the very end of this hour, I'm going to give you a GPT as a bonus that it will help you walk through some of the stuff. Now, GPTs aren't magic, and you do need the premium GPT, but or chat GPT, but it will help you. Basically, I built the framework into a GPT this morning. DJ, keep it up. Yes, Taylor.
I was just commenting on the price objections and some other things that you could highlight when those price objections come up that are other value propositions, so that it's not just focused on the price alone.
Yes, absolutely. What do you think?
I
Talk
said,
to me about that. What?
yeah, no, I was saying, I think focusing in on like your track record, if you've been doing this
Yes.
for years, that expertise really matters. Um, because if you go with the cheapest isn't always the best. I said
Mhm.
superior customer service. So if there's, a differentiator there where you're taking your customers through the journey every step of the way. That's another thing to call out. And then third, I said time saver or speed to market. Just when it comes to the roofing
Yeah.
space, being able to do that really quickly and have it done in less than a day versus somebody getting the roof done in like a month and a half. I would pay a premium to get something done faster and done efficiently.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And one just piece of data to support what she was just saying too. I was talking to somebody from Rilla, which is like a sales analytics platform, and they track like objections and how to resolve those and things like that, and allow you to coach your people. But they were saying sharing the company story earlier in the sales process sometimes helps, was like the close rate goes up when the story and the value proposition of why they should trust you in particular is earlier versus like later in the sales process. And what is the example of, did she already share that? What are the example set of problems you solve? Is that what you were just saying? I don't, if you already feel like you already said that, that's fine. But is there anything else in your, that you wrote down? I know that you were sharing it, Jack, but is she able to unmute again?
That's all that I had. It was just in response to
Oh, okay,
price
perfect.
objections. It was just those three things.
Yeah, I love that. And I think
So
that,
less of a question,
there,
just more of like putting it in the comments.
okay, cool.
Thanks.
No, I appreciate that. What's an example set of problems that you solve? So the point of this, just to bring us back, is like when you're posting on the internet, you're going to post about problems. Problems are what drive money, right? They have to have a problem usually. And we serve the oh shit industries. Oh shit, my AC's not on. Oh shit, the plumbing backed up. Oh shit, the roof's leaking, right? So we're not just running out always trying to get a new roof for fun because we want a new color. So what is give me an example type of problem that you solve. Is there anyone else willing to unmute and talk about the type of problem that you solve? Because we're going to create a theme here that we're going to post regularly based on this type of problem. What's one of those for you? Write those down now. And if anyone's willing to share, otherwise I'll move on or I'll give one more example. Okay, so I'll give an example here for roofing since there's a few people in the chat about roofing. I see people post all the time in the roofing Facebook groups about like bad crickets on chimneys that aren't draining properly. So an example might be draining problems on your roof. Like there's dead valleys, there's places where things are accumulating. There's a lot of places where draining isn't happening properly. Or you could do the whole home envelope. So a lot of people will replace the roof. Like this is an example client that we had, First American, still have them, but I used to do video for them like 5 years ago. And he was talking to me about how I was out in attics with him or whatever, right? And we were putting in insulation. And he was the type of roofer that also put in insulation. And he was talking about how a lot of times there's not proper airflow in the roof. So if you were that type of company who helped with the airflow of the roof, that you didn't just care about the roof, you cared about the airflow and making sure there's venting and airflow and those types of things for the whole home envelope would be a category that you could continually call back to. That's problems that people have often in their roof that keep coming up in different ways. So that's what you want. You want a bucket so that you're known as the whole home envelope or the venting guy. Or the gal. So that's what you want to do. And then lastly, before we get into a little bit more, this is a workshop style. So I want you to define a core belief that you have that sets you apart. So, for example, it's just plain wrong is a good starter to one of these. It's just plain wrong that homeowners don't get what? So write this down. It's just plain wrong. Or write down homeowners deserve. These are both compelling ways to frame this because everyone kind of feels like they would like more out of their contractor, right? Or their home service company. They've had a bad experience with the contractor or home service company. And you want to position yourself as the hero to that store, or the guide to help them get what they want. And the homeowner is the hero. Yes, the oh shit industry. That's right. DJ is in an oh shit industry. Cleaning and disaster cleanup and various types of cleanup. So what do you guys got? I would love it if one person feels so bold enough to share a core belief. Well, it's just plain wrong, or homeowners deserve. Write something that feels a little emotional that you believe. You believe in your heart that homeowners should have what? DJ, unmute.
Hey, here we go. I think more than anything, homeowners should actually understand, like specifically in our industry, how to protect themselves in the event of water damage, fire damage, stuff like that. A lot of homeowners policies and
Yeah.
stuff like that do not
Yeah.
cover some of the most common things because they mitigate the risk. So
Yeah.
things like
Yep.
sub pump failures, sewer drain backups, all these types of things are limited in liability. So often we come into these scenarios where people are underinsured. So how do they
Yep.
get that? And then when they do get that, how to actually choose a contractor that's going to actually have care and concern rather than come in there and do a money grab and get you for everything that you got.
And I would help you clarify this. Homeowners should have a contractor that actually cares about them and is not just in there for the money, right? You can be that simple. Like it can be a little simpler. Like, cause I think one thing, and I'm just DJ, I hope you're on stay on the line with me and we could keep chatting about this for a
Yeah, I'm
second.
good with
But
it.
like, okay, so basically you want to keep it simple and you want it to be easy for them. So you don't want it to be, and I agree, homeowners should understand their insurance policies. And that's good, but it's not like, oh, I feel like I was wronged. And you kind of want them to, you know what I mean? Like it's compelling when it's emotional and you feel like you know that some contractors don't treat homeowners right. They don't act like they would like to be treated if they were in that emergency situation, right? So you want it to kind of tap into that feeling because that's super compelling. Like if you started an ad, a Facebook ad or any organic posting, you went live. DJ, I dare you to go live later today or next week where you go, it's just plain wrong that homeowners are getting taken advantage of by some of these emergency recovery companies that don't tell them up front or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
You like start with that, or homeowners deserve this, like start with something a little bit more emotional that's about them. You've seen these on commercials, like people are like, you deserve it. How good does that feel as a customer? You're right. I do deserve it. I deserve a luxury ice cream today. You want to tap into that vibe.
No, I
We
completely
got
agree. Okay.
Thank you, sir. We got Kim says it's just plain wrong when a homeowner is sold a full roof when they only need a repair. And vice versa. So when they're sold a repair when they actually need a full roof. So that's a great
Both
one.
are wrong. Yeah, both are wrong.
That's really good. I love that one. That one's perfect. They need to actually do a full inspection to make sure that they're selling them the correct thing, right? So
Absolutely.
those are powerful. Yep. Tara?
Hi,
Tara, would you
yes.
share yours?
Mine's a little different. We're an instant estimator that goes on roofing companies' websites so homeowners can get an instant quote on their roof. And so mine's not as like morally driven. It's more like, and I think any company can
Yeah.
take it from this perspective of like relatability. So I'm a millennial and I do not want to talk to you guys on the phone. Like as a homeowner and as a millennial, like I will do as much research and as much as I can do on a phone and on or on my computer on the internet before I talk to you or invite you to my house
Yeah.
about anything. And
Yeah.
so like relatability, like I think, I don't know if I have like a sentence for this, but like I guess
Yeah.
my sentence is I don't want to talk to you. So that's what I like to market.
Well, you gotta,
So
yeah. Well, position, that's good. I think that works. In this case, I'd position it as it's, it's, well, in your case, it is Roofle, right? Roof Quote Pro. Tara, is that correct? Yeah, I think it is. So, and if it's
yes,
not,
sorry.
it's one of the other ones. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, Tara.
Roofle.
So it would be like this. And I hope it's helping other people work through theirs too. It's like, it's just plain wrong that you as a contractor shouldn't have high-end quoting tools on your website to compete with people like Angie, who has all the quoting, they have cost calculators all over the place, right? And so it's kind of positioning as like you should have the tools the big boys have. You should have better tools. You can have better tools with something like Ripple. So that would be the way I'd position it. You kind of
Sure.
want to like have an enemy too. In this case, I know that you guys aren't enemies with anybody, but there's an element of like contractors don't want to be reliant on these third-party lead services. So anyways,
Right.
let's keep going here. The big difference. Okay. So as you guys are defining these things, you'll have more confidence to post because if it's about one of those three things, it's going to be helpful. And if you tap into that core belief and kind of restate it every once in a while in your post, it's going to help it be more compelling and emotionally provocative, really. And we kind of need some of that. But when you post, you can't post and ghost. That's what a lot of you are doing right now. You also have to connect with more homeowners and referral partners daily. That means friend requesting people and interact with their content too. And be the wingman you want to see in the world. And what do I mean by that? I want you to hype other people up. And you're nice, you're commenting, you're grateful, you're kind. We're not just on social media to dump, right? I know it gets a lot of algorithmic benefit when people complain or do something wild, but we're trying to create positive chemicals in people's brains. And with referral partners, that means talk up the people that do good work. And it implies something about you. So if you're a homeowner, let's say it's DJ and he's in a local Facebook group and people are talking, it's like, it's not about cleaning services, but it's about plumbing. And DJ can say, you got to talk to my, this company, Local Plumber LLC, because they care about customers and they actually do the right thing every single time for their customers. You're getting really good at referring. And two, you're sharing with people what your principles are. You know what I mean? And you can even add, and somebody told me this the other day, I think it's really smart. You can add at Speed Clean or whatever your company name is, like at Speed Clean, we think homeowners should have full clarity about what things are going to cost and that they deserve people treating them right in moments of emergency and with kindness and with clarity. And then guess what you're implying? You're implying that you got, like basically I know how to make a good decision on a contractor because we are a good contractor. So you can even work your company name in there. The difference between a contact and a contract is the R, and that equals relationships. Let's go, DJ. Go, DJ. How many? It's so much harder when you don't have a live audience. How many people could you be connecting with? Are you willing to find a number on connections and comments and commit to it? Who could put up a hand up? I'm willing to find a number. I'm not going to tell you what the number is. I'm going to give you some examples. But if you're willing to come up with a number and comments that you're willing to do every day and commit to it, throw a hand. A few people are going to throw a hand saying, I'm willing to do that. Throw a hand. Let's go. Anyone else? I'm willing to commit to it. Here are some examples. I commit to connect with 10 new homeowners from local Facebook groups and possible referral partners, or connect with, I was going to say daily, or connect with 50 every week. So that's an example. I commit to making 3 positive comments on other people's posts after I post something on social before I close the app. This is the antidote to posting and ghosting. I'm going to go be positive to other people's stuff every time I post, or even before I post. I want you to post. I don't want you to be scared of posting. I want you to hype other people up when you do it. Write it down. If you're, whatever you're willing to commit to. I'm not telling, I don't want to say the numbers, but what are you willing to commit to? How many homeowners or referral partners a day or week? And how many comments a day or after you post? Write those down now if you're willing to commit to them. This is the work. This is the work. You know, it's fun to just come on here and promise you the world. You're going to get a bunch of leads without doing any work. But the work is what actually gets the result. Even just being a little bit more involved on your personal social, like actually caring about other people, not just signing in and looking at their posts and thinking, oh, good for him. Comment, tell them. The basic idea here to simplify it. All right, Kim, she's committed to 5. Let's go. Let's go. Is that comments or friend requests? I guess. Let's do both. All right. All right. Perfect. The basic idea here to simplify it, guys, we connect, we post and try to get better each time, and we interact and are playful and curious. Connect, post, interact. Connect, post, interact every time, right? Hey, Tim, just tell me what to post. All right. I'll tell you what to post. Who wants that? All right, let's do it. I've got a spreadsheet for you. Here it is. Go ahead and scan it and press copy. If you want to just put it into your into the chat or anywhere else, it's hookagency.com/100 posts. Hookagency.com/100 posts. It goes through this categories. There's social proof, testimonials, reviews, like videos of people, secret sauce that we worked out. You got to do it based on your category of secret sauce. Try to stay consistent with what that is. Don't just post different secret sauce every time. You want people to remember you're the company. You're the company that does. You want to get it consistent, because then they don't forget. Common questions, problems you solve. And then I did mix in every once in a while just a reminder to post about your family. If you're like me, I actually forget. I'm just so obsessed with business growth, right? That I forget to just, all right, post family or fun, mix it up. You don't just want to be the person who's pitching all the time. And I'm really saying you should be doing that more than, like, you should do that at least 3 times a week. In addition to the strategy as part of your personal brand, I believe that it's hard. To me, that's the hardest part. Not that I don't love my family, but it's a little awkward, but it is important. And if we basically gave it to you, it'd be like at least posting 3 times a week. At least post 3 times a week. And you can create those buckets and you can make them go like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So you know, all right, I'm going to post secret sauce on Monday. I'm going to post common questions on Wednesday, and I'm going to post problems on Friday. Fail Fridays, you know? So think of it that way. And you could do it other days, but that's the basic framework. Post 3 times a week, post the same days, and use those buckets to post. So secret sauce, common questions, problems you solve. Keeps you top of mind for word of mouth. Ideally, you're choosing that one platform, but also posting to the other platforms regularly too as secondary stuff. All right. So your commitment, and I'm asking you guys to make a commitment to yourself right now. What days will you choose? I want you to keep the topics open-ended enough to be creative and brand the day in a way you can remember it. Like, let's say it's Motivation Monday or Fail Fridays or what's wrong with this Wednesdays or whatever it is. So creating, you're going to post on these days, so you don't have to think about it. We're making it a habit. I know I'm posting on these days. Here's an easy way to remember it. Brand the days in your head or write down the brands for the days so you know to do it every single time and base them on those three categories, those three content pillars. All right. Well, that's the end. I do have a GPT here in 1 second that I'm going to give you guys that will help with this. But I want to give you a few things before we go. That's the main part of the content. I want to give a couple things. Questions to ask an agency to vet them. Just for you guys, if you're interested in working with us, I know contractors get Facebook friend requests all the time. They say, hey, can you handle 17 more leads? We're not that company. We attract, our whole thing is we're attracting leads to ourselves. We know how to market for real, and we attract them to ourselves, and we try to do it the right way. So we're different. We're not going to bother you or spam you or anything like that. But if you want to work with us, we'd love to work with you. We work with high-end companies that want lead flow. Marketing shouldn't be a black box. You need to ask these questions when you're talking to an agency, though. Do I own my website completely? Unfortunately, that seems like it should be an obvious thing, but it's not. It shouldn't be that people take down your website if you leave. It's bad, but people do. How long will results take? What are you doing to rank us each month? What does reporting look like? So those are my big questions I'd strongly recommend asking. Our clients, we work with a lot of home service businesses, roofers. As an example of a client, beautiful, fast websites, keywords improve 500%, first page in 5 different cities. He says, Vinny is an absolute wizard. This is a beautiful website. And we helped them rank on Google Maps. This was November 14th of 2024 on the left side. And by 2 months later, he was #1 in a bunch more places in his city for roofing contractor. And this is the map for roof repair. So we have a rankmap.ai service that involves personal, our initial optimization, and it involves AI to automatically post on your behalf and to put in images and things like that. Here's some other ranking increases. If you'd like to set up, this is our normal SEO, also very, very powerful. And here's how to set up a call. So if you guys want to set up that call, please do that. And I'll show you this AI to help you guys with this after this slide. But if anyone needs to point their phone at this QR code and grab it, because we'd love to work with you and we really appreciate you being part of this. Seriously. Thank you guys for being here. And here's the gift to all of you who stayed till the very, very end. Here is the bonus Charismatic Content Coach GPT to help you get your own content calendar and pillars. If you didn't get it all down yet, don't worry. Go to hookagency.com/coach and get the Charismatic Content Coach GPT. It's trained on all of this information, and it's going to help you get your pillars and your core belief and help you build a content calendar based on it. I want to say one last thing. I don't think you should use ChatGPT content. So if you try to trick my coach into writing the posts for you, I'm recommending you modify them a bit. It's not supposed to, it might, because I saw Sydney using it earlier and she was like, write the post no, don't write the post. It's just supposed to give you ideas. So I strongly recommend you use this coach. I trained it on all this information, and I'll open it up for questions. Does anyone have any questions here at the end? Otherwise, I really appreciate you guys being in here. Anything else though? Anything I can help with? We really have gotten hundreds of leads from my personal brand. So nothing. All right. Well, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys for being here today. It was super. Oh, DJ, what's up, brother?
Hey, I was not going to leave you hanging there, man. So I was just saying,
I
like, what's
appreciate it.
the from? So, from a service perspective, I know you work with a lot of different service companies. What is some of the major questions that we should be asking, like when you like actually deep dive in there? Like, what's the spend supposed to look like? What are the expectations we should expect? I know that like you can't control our offers or our closing, but you can generate leads and get eyeballs on you. So, like,
Yeah.
what does that look like, and what questions should they be asking more so?
So in our case, we'll do an audit for you, for instance, on Google Ads. I apologize. I was just trying to do that to be cute, but we do an audit on like Google Ads accounts, for instance, and we try to help people by actually looking at their market and their services and saying, this is what we believe the cost per lead will be. That's what we do. And we'd be happy to do that for you. The biggest thing, ma'am, and I talked to Harmony about this, is they should be really clear about what you're getting every single month. And the thing is, a lot of these, and I apologize for putting it this way, but kind of cheap options is not transparent at all about what you're getting. So what we do, it's a little bit different, is like, and you should look for an agency that does this, even if it's not a hook agency, is look for people that are really transparent about what you're getting every single month. So I'll show you, hey, this is what it's going to look like. This is how many pieces of content you're going to get. Here's how many links you're going to get. Here's how many, like maybe even how many touches or whatever we're going to do on this Google ad account. And then we can do an audit and say, or an estimate of how many leads we think we're going to get you based on, we're going to actually dive into Google Ads and look at what cost per leads on average are for that service.
Yeah, no, I definitely
you seeing-
appreciate that and understanding like what that is. Cause I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's not about being cheap, because if it's done right and the person that is doing the marketing is right, it's free no matter what the cost, because the ROI is there. So I mean, like I just don't want to come into a thing. I mean, I don't know what Harmony told you or didn't, but we worked with a company we spent over $100,000 with, and like barely got a 30% return on it. It was horrible. And so
Yeah.
we're licking our wounds from that, and it's like, okay, how do we go into the next thing and not have that happen again?
Absolutely. And yeah, agencies can be, it can be bad. It can be bad. Hey, what's that other question? I'm sorry, DJ. We can obviously talk more. I'd love to talk with you sometime soon if you're down.
Yeah, good.
Jenny says, are you seeing an industry average for roofing cost per lead on Google PPC lead and then qualified lead? Wow. That is a hard hitting question. What I will say, no, because it's different for different markets. Like we were in New York in the middle of winter and it was like ridiculous, like very, very, you know what I mean? So there are situations where it just goes up, up, up. Like 500 is ridiculous for roofing. And like we were experiencing that and we couldn't figure out how to get it down. I used to say 150. It just keeps going up though. It's like really that 150 to 250 range is where it's not bad. Like if I see other people in that and they come to us, I'm like, I'm not sure exactly how we're going to fix, you know what I mean? Like, so and it depends, right? In summer, out of, it depends on the market if it's super saturated. So those are the things I'm looking at. Like it can drive it up if it's super saturated. I used to say 150. That's not real anymore. Like unless your brand is really good, and that's like you drive and your branding, you have billboards, you have radio, you have other things out there that drive down the cost per lead, then it can go lower. Like we have clients under 100 that are just doing marketing all the time and it helps. So just to give a couple of ranges, like I think 175 is not crazy. Jenny, you want to ask a little bit more context there, or is that
Just
kind of what you're looking for?
slightly. So that makes sense, and I totally get all that. But for that cost that you're saying, would that be for like your raw lead in or your qualified lead? You know, because of
Yeah.
the 50 that come in, only
Yeah,
are qualified.
I'd say bottom end of that 150 for raw, and then to like 250, 300 for the qualified. That's just where, yeah, it goes up in that direction on
Yeah, that
average
makes
for the
sense.
qualified.
And then what
And
percentage
usually
of,
we're looking at like a 65%. Yeah. We're usually looking at like a 65% for qualified.
of the raw leads? Okay, that's really helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that that's a healthy, for Google ads in particular, I think that's a healthy quantity. Like there's always going to be some not as good stuff in there.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Yep, and it is interesting. It's a weird thing in this industry, in my industry, to just like say the truth.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of people are leading with like really low kind of bullshit estimates. So to try to say the truth, it's scary for me. So just so you know, like I know that somebody's gonna come to you and be like $100 a lead, and I'm gonna have to like as a person doing my absolute best to say it how it is gonna have to deal with the fact some people aren't gonna appreciate that, and they're gonna run to some guy who tells them it's gonna be $100.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you.
But you're awesome, and I appreciate you. And honestly, Jenny, appreciate you being part of this. DJ, thank you so much. You guys did an awesome job making this more fun and being cool. So thank you guys. And everyone, say goodbye. This is Jack's final video and webinar that he's part of. Jack is our video guy, and he is stepping out. So pop in, Jack. Say goodbye.
Yeah.
Moment.
Bye.
Thank you all for being part of it. And
Thank you for watching all my stuff and subscribing along. I appreciate every single person.
Yeah, appreciate you, brother. Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you guys so much.